Hey guys, Leah with Pineapples and Penguins TV here to talk to you about Peacocks, the Lost Symbol, Season 1, Episode 6, titled Diophantine's Pseudonym. Your 2-minute talk starts now. All right, we're going to take this character by character because, as usual, a lot happens. First off, Sato, her boss, mad. Big mad. So mad that he tells her she better take early retirement. Essentially, she's fired. So she decides she's not done. In fact, she's going to continue helping Catherine and Nunez and Robert. She wants to get Robert and Peter back. I don't know if it's a guilt from the whole Zach thing or whatever, but that's what she's going to do. So she goes over to Peter's house where Catherine and Nunez are. Catherine and Nunez are working on decoding the video that Peter sent Robert from Malak. So she's going through it with him and they decode the words that Peter says backwards. Comes back to a company, Onsen Technologies or something like that. They make water tanks. So Sato comes in handy. She tracks down someone she knows is in the Leviathan group thanks to a CIA file, and she gets him to agree to help. Leviathan group has people in all manners of government, high, low, everywhere. So she gets them to help. In exchange, she says she will give back the capstone, the pyramid, the box, every clue so that they can protect the wisdom. They say, okay, but that's the deal. We have to get these things back. She says, no problem. I just want Peter and Robert. So they go question the janitor's ex-wife, who is barely holding on in a CIA black site, and they get Malak's alias. It's Christopher something, because I'm really good at names. So they use that name to go through all of Onsen's lists of customers, and they find it. So now they have what they think is Malak's address. Meanwhile, at Malak's house, Peter is still being held separate from Robert, and Robert is going through the clues, and he figures something out. He sees another clue in that box that the capstone was in, and it says something about to the 33rd degree. Well, Peter's a 33rd degree Mason, so he tells Malak, who is watching via video feed, that he needs Peter to solve this. Malak agrees, they're reunited, they hug. It's all very lovely. Peter doesn't want to help, though, because the wisdom is supposed to be kept secret. That's the whole point of his job within the Masons, is to keep this wisdom secret. Malak does not think this is okay, and he starts to electrocute Peter with the bracelet that he put on his arm when he captured him. Peter says, okay, fine, sorry, let's do this. And they start to work through the clues. Except Robert has a way he thinks they can get out of there. He has a plan. So as they're going through the clues, they start to argue. And in the midst of their fake fight, they knock out the security camera. The janitor guy runs downstairs to see what's going on, and they knock him out with the pyramid. You think, great, they're finally going to get away. They put all the clues in Robert's bag, and they run. They get outside, only to run into Malak. And the janitor has come to, and now he's standing behind them. Malak is in front of them. They're not getting away. Except then Malak says something that Zach used to say, Peter's son. And sure enough, Malak is Peter's son, Zach. You know, birth, death, rebirth. He has rebirthed into Malak. At that moment, Sato shows up with the cops, and she has a gun on Malak, and she says, that's it, it's over. The janitor, however, sacrifices himself by running directly at Sato. He gets shot. And while that is happening, Malak grabs the bag that has all of Robert's clues about this wisdom and takes off, runs through the forest. He's getting shot at. He gets to a cliff way above the clouds. And he stands there and looks at Sato. Sato's like, there's nowhere else to go. And he said, yeah, there is. And she goes, Zach. And he goes, nope, there's only Malak. And he stands with his back to the cliff, holds his arms out straight to his sides, and falls backwards off the cliff. There's no way to see the bottom because literally above the clouds. So there's no body. They can't find a body. They look everywhere. Of course there's no body because at the end scene, Malak rises out of the river in front of like a fly fisherman and says, I need your clothes, which would scare the ever-loving out of me because that's not what you expect to see, just rising out of the river. So Catherine is reunited with her dad and Robert, except all of the clues and the pieces that the Leviathan group wanted back are now with Malak, who is not dead. And everybody knows Zach is alive, which Catherine doesn't take very well at first. She finally comes to believe this. And that is where we end the episode.